Hi, boys and girls. How are you today? Today we're going to be looking at how we can generate story ideas. Yesterday we took a look at the qualities of strong narrative writing. Today you're going to have a chance to create some ideas based on a realistic fiction storyline. So how do writers generate story ideas? This chart may look familiar to you when we were working on realistic fiction at the very beginning of the year. So here are some of the things that we worked on in that unit. You can observe the world or reread entries, mine your notebook for story ideas. We did that in the beginning of the year once you started writing some entries in your reader's notebook. Ask, what books do I wish existed in the world? So again, thinking about ideas that you would like to have in a fiction book. Let this question lead you to invent a character with traits, struggles, and actions. We talked a lot about characters having two sides to them. They have a struggle, they have a motivation, right? And then think about an issue that is important to you and create a character who struggles with that issue. So we're going to take a look at some topics or issues that we thought about even back in the fall. Okay, so topics that occur in real life that can also be a seed idea for realistic fiction stories. Ordinary moments that turn into a strong story idea. So when you think about Jabari, right, that was an ordinary moment for him. He just finished his swimming lessons and now he was ready to jump off the high dive, except he had a little bit of a struggle with that, right, actually going to do it. So what are some other topics or issues that you might have in your everyday life? It can be based on a school event. You could be training or preparing for something special. Maybe adopting a pet, friends or siblings, maybe a sporting event, learning something new, maybe participating in something that can make a difference. All of these things are real topics and issues that you can deal with in your everyday life that you could have experienced or even watch somebody else experience it. So when writing a seed or story idea, think about a book blurb. A book blurb gives a sneak peek into the character, problem solution, and how the story will end. Also, it can help you think about what you want your character to learn, and we refer to that as the theme. So let's think about what a seed story idea would look like for Jabari Jumps. So thinking that we don't really know what the story is going to be yet, this can be what a book blurb could look like. A boy is excited to finally jump off the high diving board. As he gets closer and closer to the diving board, he is starting to feel scared that he can't do it. He thinks of all the reasons why he can't jump off the diving board. Finally, his dad convinces him to try. After he takes his dad's advice, he jumps off the diving board. He is so proud of himself. So if you notice, this is just a story idea. We haven't developed it yet. We haven't added in dialogue. We haven't added in details. We didn't talk about it scene by scene and bit by bit like we talked about yesterday. So what are the things that we have in this book blurb or story idea? We have the characters. We know it's a boy and his dad. We have a problem. He's scared to jump off the high dive. We have a solution. His dad teaches him how to overcome his fear. And then the ending. The boy is confident and jumps off the high diving board. So even though the lesson is not stated in our book blurb, we can figure out it's okay to be scared when learning something new. It's important to try your best. So that can be the lesson that this character learns in the story. Even though we're not putting it into our story idea, it's a way for us to start thinking about that. So now it's your turn. You're going to need your notebook and you're going to need to stop the video, and this is what you're going to do. In your notebook, choose one topic and jot a quick story idea. So one topic could be either a friendship issue or maybe a family trip. So you're going to stop the video and you may choose one of these and see if you can jot a quick story idea that goes along with either one of those. Do your best, and then you're going to come back and I'm going to give you some examples. So hopefully you did have some ideas for your story idea, and if you didn't, you can look at mine and then we can figure out what you can do next. So possible story ideas. So this is for story idea number 1 about a friendship issue. A girl and her best friend were inseparable. Since the 2nd grade, they do everything together. They are now in 4th grade and they are starting to like different activities. They disagree about joining an after-school activity together. They decide to not be friends anymore, but miss each other terribly. Even though they didn't join the same activity, they figured out how they can still be friends. So we have characters, we have a problem, we have a solution, and then an ending, right? So my story idea is not long, but it has all of those things in there. Let's look at the second story idea. This has to do with a family trip. A family went on vacation for their summer break. The entire family agreed that they would try ziplining. The oldest sibling, Henry, was afraid of heights. He didn't want to tell his family he was afraid. When he went for the ziplining training, he figured out why he was afraid of heights. He went ziplining. He was so proud of himself. So that's just another quick story idea about both of those different topics. So today your assignment is you're going to brainstorm 1 or 2 topics that you would like to write for your story idea. Now, you can write your story idea based on the same topic, or you can do like I did, have 2 completely different topics and write 2 story ideas. I'm going to click on the image below and it's going to bring you right to our writer's notebook for the first part of this unit. Okay, so if you notice here, this is going to be your Writing notebook, similar to our new Reader's Notebook, except it's in Google Docs instead of Google Slides. So if you scroll down, this was the lesson from yesterday, day 1, Qualities of Strong Narrative Writing, and this was the chart that I talked to you about yesterday. And this is how to write a fiction story. So you're going to come to day 2, generating possible realistic fiction stories. Remember, you are writing a story idea like a book blurb. You still need to think about characters, beginning, problem, solution, and ending, theme. What do you want the character to learn? So I copied in the example that we use for Jabari Jumps, just to give you an example. You're going to write your story idea in the boxes below. Remember, you can write 2 ideas on the same topic, or you can write 1 idea for 2 different topics. So have a lot of fun doing this. I can't wait to see what you come up with.